The year was 1912, a time of grand ambition and technological marvels. The RMS Titanic, a symbol of human ingenuity, embarked on its maiden voyage. It was hailed as unsinkable, a testament to modern engineering. Thousands of souls, from the wealthiest elites to hopeful immigrants, filled its decks. The journey across the Atlantic promised a new beginning for many. Yet, this voyage would end in an unimaginable tragedy. On April 14, 1912, the ship struck an iceberg. The collision tore a gash in its hull. Water began to pour into the compartments. Panic slowly spread through the luxurious vessel. The crew worked tirelessly to assess the damage. Lifeboats were prepared, but there were not enough for everyone. The chilling reality of the situation became clear. Distress signals were sent out into the cold night. Other ships were too far away to offer immediate assistance. The Titanic, once a beacon of hope, began its slow descent. The band played on, a poignant act of defiance. Many acts of heroism unfolded in the chaos. Families were separated in the desperate scramble for survival. The icy waters claimed over 1,500 lives. The world reeled in shock at the news. How could such a magnificent ship meet such a fate? This question lingered in the minds of many. Over the decades, various theories began to emerge. Some whispered of a deliberate act, a sinister plot. These theories sought to explain the inexplicable. They offered a narrative beyond mere accident. One prominent theory centered on J.P. Morgan. He was a powerful financier, a titan of industry. Morgan owned the White Star Line, the Titanic's operator. The theory suggested he orchestrated the sinking. His motive, it was claimed, was to eliminate rivals. These rivals allegedly opposed the creation of the Federal Reserve. Jacob Astor, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus were named. All three were prominent figures. All three were on board the Titanic, and all three perished in the disaster. Morgan himself canceled his trip at the last minute. This detail fueled the suspicions of many. Was it a coincidence, or a calculated move? Proponents of this theory pointed to his absence. They saw it as proof of his involvement. However, historical evidence contradicts this claim. There is no record of these men opposing the Federal Reserve. In fact, some, like Strauss, were known to support it. Many other passengers also changed their travel plans. Morgan's cancellation was not unique. Furthermore, orchestrating such a precise disaster would be impossible. Guaranteeing an iceberg collision of that magnitude was beyond human control. The idea of a planned sinking for financial gain lacked concrete support. Another compelling theory involved the Olympic. The RMS Olympic was the Titanic's sister ship. It had been damaged in a previous collision. This theory posited a switch. The damaged Olympic was allegedly swapped with the Titanic. The motive was insurance fraud. The White Star Line would collect a massive payout. They would claim the insurance on the supposedly new Titanic. But, in reality, it was the old, damaged Olympic. This theory gained traction among some circles. However, several facts debunk this notion. The Titanic was actually underinsured. The White Star Line suffered a significant financial loss. They did not profit from the sinking. Moreover, the construction materials were numbered. The Titanic's materials were numbered 401. The Olympics were numbered 400. Only materials numbered 401 were recovered from the wreckage. This provided clear physical evidence. The ships were distinct, not interchangeable. The idea of a secret swap was a fabrication. More outlandish theories also circulated. One spoke of an ancient mummy's curse. The Titanic was supposedly carrying a cursed sarcophagus. The mummy's malevolent spirit caused the disaster. This theory was largely based on sensationalized stories. It had no basis in historical fact. Another theory involved the ship's hull number. Some claimed it spelled no pope when viewed backward. This was seen as an omen of bad luck. However, the Titanic's actual hull number was 401. Its Board of Trade number was 131,1428. Neither of these numbers spells no pope. These theories, while intriguing, lacked credibility. They often relied on misinterpretations or outright fiction. The historical consensus remains firm. The sinking of the Titanic was a tragic accident. It was a confluence of unfortunate circumstances. The ship's speed played a role. The lack of sufficient lifeboats was a critical factor. The failure to heed iceberg warnings contributed. The design of the watertight compartments was flawed. The cold, dark night offered little visibility. The iceberg itself was an unforeseen hazard. The human element, both heroic and tragic, defined the event. The legacy of the Titanic endures. It serves as a powerful reminder of human vulnerability. It also highlights the dangers of hubris. The stories of its passengers resonate through time. The disaster prompted significant changes in maritime safety. New regulations were implemented globally. The International Ice Patrol was established. Lifeboat requirements were drastically increased. Wireless communication protocols were improved. The tragedy led to a safer future at sea. Yet, the allure of conspiracy persists. People seek patterns in chaos. They look for hidden hands behind great events. The Titanic's sinking was a monumental loss. It left an indelible mark on history. The theories, though unfounded, reflect a human need. A need to understand, to find meaning, even in the face of overwhelming randomness. The truth, however, is often simpler. A ship, an iceberg, and a series of unfortunate decisions. This combination led to the disaster of 1912. The memory of the Titanic continues to fascinate. Its story is a blend of fact and legend. The ship's final moments are etched in collective memory. The bravery of some, the despair of others. The cold Atlantic waters hold its secrets. The wreck lies silently on the ocean floor, a somber monument to a bygone era. The whispers of conspiracy will likely never fully fade, but the historical record speaks clearly. The Titanic was a victim of nature and of the limitations of technology at the time. The lessons learned were hard-won. They came at an immense cost. The ship's journey was a brief, but impactful one. Its sinking changed the world forever. The year 1912 marked a turning point. Maritime safety became a global priority. The tragedy spurred innovation. It forced a re-evaluation of safety standards. The Titanic story is a cautionary tale. It reminds us of the power of the sea and the fragility of human endeavors. The ship's maiden voyage was its last, a journey into legend. The conspiracy theories add a layer of intrigue. but they do not alter the fundamental facts. The Titanic sank because it hit an iceberg. This simple truth remains. The human cost was immense. The impact on society profound. The ship's legacy is complex. It is a story of ambition and disaster, of human error and natural force. The year 1912 will always be remembered as the year the unsinkable sank. The theories are a testament to human imagination. They are a way of grappling with tragedy. But, owing to an accident, a terrible, unforeseen accident, the Titanic's fate was sealed by ice, and by the limitations of its design. The ship's story continues to captivate, a timeless tale of hubris and heartbreak. The ocean holds its secrets close. The memory of the Titanic lives on.